How's it looking? Hello? Hello?
On today's episode of the Full Podcast, we talk about red flags, situationships, and how to just I think be in your worth and know your non-negotiables and know what you really want out of life and out of dating. And yeah, thanks for following the journey of the Fool.
How cute.
What?
The Three of Cups. The Three of Cups is a joyous card. It's a very joyous card. It is. Hi, everyone. Welcome to the Fool.
Hello.
The card of the day is the Three of Cups in this particular tarot deck, which is the Wild Unknown. It's three birds just chilling on a branch, which, funny enough, I have bird feeder in the backyard and the birds have been loving it. And I cut down a bunch of branches and they've just been chilling on the branch. So I feel like it's very actually what's happening.
Three birds.
Three birds on a branch. 1, 2, 3 birds on a branch. Okay, yeah. But it means it's about having fun. This is your era. It's about having fun. It's about, so in the original tarot deck, it's three girls and they're kind of cheersing cups and dancing around and they're just having a great time. It's about sisterhood or brotherhood, but sisterhood and enjoyment and lightheartedness. And in this particular book, I love what it says because it says friendship, joy, and bounty. It says Three of Cups, friendship, joy, and bounty. The Three of Cups is a lovely card. It foresees you in the company of amazing friends, creating memories together that you'll forever hold dear. These are not just any old friends. They are people with whom you feel a rare connection. With them, you feel truly yourself. Enjoy each minute of their company. This card can also indicate an upcoming celebration. Love about peace. Do you have a lover in your life?
No, I don't. Nor am I deserving of it.
Me either. So
somebody out there is getting one.
someone out there, you guys.
Sage, you dirty dog.
You dirty dog. You dirty kitty. Yeah, so that's the Three of Cups. So the energy of friendships. And I think this kind of is, I feel like I've been in this space, I feel like for a pretty long time, just the past year. So just really putting more energy into my female friendships and just having a good time, going out and, just going to workout classes and getting coffee and tea and smoothies and just enjoying female friendships. And I feel like I've found so much joy in that, much more joy than I have with and that's that. And that's that.
And somehow you said enough without even saying anything.
That's the end of the episode.
Thanks so much for listening, guys. No, but that's an interesting segue because today's episode we wanted to talk about situationships
And red flags.
Should we tell them about the cosmic moment that we had today at work?
I saw something on Instagram that was this Mercury retrograde has a gun, and it does. It really does. It's got some hands.
Yeah.
But pretty much, if you aren't aware, Mercury in retrograde is a period where things kind of go haywire, and it goes back to days where astronomers, is that what they're called?
Sure.
Aristotle looked at the sky and said, it appears that Mercury is moving backwards, and Mercury is the planet of communication. So if it appears that it's moving backwards, that means that there's some craziness going on with communication, and this can mean hacking of systems and processes and things falling apart. But the idea is that anything worth keeping will last through Mercury and retrograde, but it will stir some things up. It's very much like the Tower card. It's it just wants to create some noise, and eventually after, everything will kind of calm down, and what's settled is what's true and what's meant to last. And it can also course correct you, kind of like Saturn return. Anything in life that's turbulent, that shakes things up, is a course corrector.
Hate those things.
I know, those damn course correctors.
But it's interesting that the way that you talk about it, because with both the Tower card and with Mercury in retrograde, you always focus on, and it's why that I like your perspective on tarot overall, and spirituality and our role in the world and whatever else it is. is because you always focus on like that afterward. Like, I feel like anytime I've heard the tower card mentioned, whether it's in like collective readings on TikTok or like whatever else, that's been most of my exposure to tarot.
TikTok readings.
Seriously, they're terrifying. And they're always like, tower card, like, you're fucked. Something crazy is going to happen. Or like Mercury in retrograde, like, no one's going to be able to talk to each other. Everything's going to fall apart, blah, blah, blah. But in both of those instances, you've said, because one time you did read my cards and I did get the tower card, and you said, it's okay. It just means that where you're landing is a better place for you.
Well, in actual tarot, they teach you. So I did a couple tarot courses when I first started. And one of the things is they teach you to read the original cards. And the original cards, in the Wayne Rider deck, I think is what it's called, is actually... there's like, they're falling from the building, but there's like clouds and angels catching them. So to me, that's like signifying that they're like jumping out of a burning building because things aren't working, but this spirit and God is like there to hold and support them. Mm-hmm. So it's not really like anything's going wrong. It's really just like a creation of something new and something better, because after every ending there's a new birth, there's a new beginning, which before I pulled the Three of Cups, I also saw the Ace of Wands, which talks about new insight, aha moments, new beginnings, a new project being started, something that's like, oh my gosh, a new insight. Like, I didn't even realize that. I didn't think about that before, but like, oh my God, this makes so much sense now. And sometimes Mercury in retrograde is like a holding period. And then as soon as it's over, like we have those aha moments and we're like, okay, I know what direction I need to move in now. It was just a little bit of like, I was stuck a little bit, you know?
Yeah, like something, but like you were saying, like whatever sticks with you after Mercury does its big one.
Mm-hmm. It's real
to keep.
It's meant to stay. Mm-hmm. It's meant to stay. They do say though sometimes there's this thing about like exes coming back around during Mercury in retrograde and to not like go for it. But typically if exes come back around during Mercury in retrograde, it's because there's a lesson that you haven't learned.
Oh. Like they're not coming around to stay, but rather to
there just may be like a karmic cycle. Yeah, it could be closure, or it could be that like there's still more that you need from that situation, or still like lessons to be learned in it. Or maybe, I don't know, maybe some people get back together in Mercury in retrograde and it works out. I've never seen it.
Yeah. I've never seen it. And that's actually a really good segue into kind of the situationship of it all, because sometimes exes can turn into situationships.
I had that happen.
Happens to the best of us. And sometimes situationships will just like circle back, like, you know, like, you know, you're like reply guy that's like been liking your stories for as long as you've had an Instagram account, basically. Yeah. And they text you like every now and again, and it actually never goes anywhere, and you never meet up, and you never whatever. But they're saying the nicest things about you ever. And anytime that you post, they're always going to like your story.
Yeah, but do you like that?
No. Oh, he likes the reply guy.
No, you see, like, I don't know. I didn't know. I just was...
No. But Mercury, he is Mercury in retrograde personified.
He is. That's great. Yeah. I mean, yeah, that's... I use tarot and you use really good metaphors.
No. You just talked about reading the card, though. Like, yeah. Reply guy is on... If I were to make a tarot deck, tarot card is reply guy.
Oh, if I were to make a tarot deck, who would be reply guy?
Or maybe who would be... who would be, I don't know, who would be Three of Cups, who would be Ace of Wands, who would be...
Three of Cups, I feel like, is a Disney princess. I don't know.
Wait, she's just fun, having a good time.
Yeah.
Okay.
I don't know.
It's, from what I'm understanding of tarot, is like cups mean like fullness, good things coming to you, and so the higher the number, the more that's coming for you.
I don't know. Cups are emotional. So wands are, wands are air. Pentacles are earth, which is like the material world. Cups, I feel like, are more of like the emotion, like watery. And then swords they're like, well, swords are in your head, like your thoughts. But yeah, I don't know. I think it's like earth, water, fire, and air. Are wands fire? Wands might be fire. Sorry, I'm like kind of trying to remember. Anyway, But yeah, cups are really about like emotions and love. And just like, I feel like fulfillment. But sometimes like you have certain cups that it's like walking away and grieving and things like that. Like I think cups are just like the matter, kind of like the matter of love, I feel like.
So 3 is like a little love.
It's like love, but like female friendship love. 2 of cups is like you're meeting someone of the opposite, or that's like your counterpart that you have like a mutual connection with. That 2 people like want the same things and there's mutual attraction and what's that word when people have a
Connection?
Yeah, but there's another word. No, twin flame, that's a whole other topic. Do you believe in twin flames?
Ever since meeting you, I think I had the wrong understanding of what a twin flame is. From my understanding, it's like twin flame is like you burn the same, your heat looks the same, you're burning from the same candle, whatever. But from talking to you, it can be quite destructive.
Well, it is very destructive for your own growth, but I believe the twin of flames can just keep reappearing in a different person over and over until you like learn the lessons or grow into who it is that you need to be. So I personally think that you could have multiple twin flames, that it's not just one person. I think there's different theories around it. I think some people say that a twin flame is like your other half and you're like meant to and destined to be together. But I think twin flames they reflect back to you the parts of yourself that need the most work so that you can work on it. And that's why they can be rather destructive, is because sometimes when it's reflecting back to you, like your insecurity and your wounds and places that you need to work on, it's not the most pleasant experience, but they're mirroring back to you. Like if you, have like an abandonment wound, they would then reflect back to you and like continuously abandon you so that you could work on that wound. That's what like a twin flame really is, in my opinion. But I also don't think a twin flame is just one person. I think it's multiple people. It will just, people keep reappearing and showing themselves until you learn the lesson. Just like Mercury in retrograde will keep doing what it does until you learn the lesson.
Doesn't sound very fun. Twin flames.
Depends on what's fun to you.
I don't know. That sounds very fun. The evil parts of me don't actually want reflected back to me. I don't ever want to have to deal with them, actually. Okay. We're losing the plot.
Yeah. Where did we even just go? We need to stop.
We do that.
We need to stop like transporting because
But I want to talk about situationships.
Okay,
we've got to talk about. And then maybe we kick it off with like, what is the biggest red flag that you would see in somebody?
I think especially when it comes to situationship, like it depends on what you want. Like if you want a situationship, then that works for you. I personally don't want a situationship.
Sure.
I was getting in a situationship and I was like, I'm realizing that this person actually isn't talking about any sort of like future with me. So there's no future planning. There's not like anything indicating that this is going anywhere. I would say that that's a really big red flag, that you were literally are just in a situation because there's no sense of, and you know, there is like some component of just like taking things one day at a time. But typically if you like someone and there's momentum and there's movement, there's talk about where the relationship is going. And I think that if a man is interested in you and he actually really wants to like pursue something with you further, he'll bring up future scenarios or situations that are aligned with you actually building something. And so I would say that that's a huge red flag, is that if they don't talk about anything about the future with you or anything about like asking you questions about your desires, what are the things that you want and what are the things that bring you joy. How do you like to be loved? Those types of questions of like truly actually trying to get to know you, to build with you. But if they're not asking you any questions about like, what do you like or what do you want or those types of things, it's probably very likely that the relationship isn't going to go anywhere because they're not really invested. They just want to keep you around. I wonder sometimes is like, I think for me in this last situationship where I was kind of at is I was like, well, I want to get to know this person to see if this person is somebody that I want to be in a relationship with. And so I wasn't too eager about like knowing where it was going because I was still determining, do I like this person and do I want to be like in a relationship with this person? But I wonder, I've been having dreams, and like I like to do dream interpretations about actually at the beginning when you meet someone saying, I'm curious what you want. I'm not necessarily saying that like I want a relationship to come from this. I want to still continue to get to know you as a person, but are you in a state in your life where you want a relationship? Because I think a lot of times, and it seems kind of odd to me, like why would you talk to someone and date someone and continue to like build, what's that word, like when you build morale or whatever with somebody if you're not really intending on like it going anywhere? But sometimes people just want people to just be around, you know what I mean? And so at a certain point, or they might not be in a space to be in a relationship, but then they still want like someone to talk to. So I think it's important at the very beginning, at least for me moving forward, saying, where are you at in your life? Are you at somewhere where you're like ready to build with someone and you want to work towards a relationship? Or are you just kind of at a phase in your life where you're evil and a fuckboy?
Some of us are your teachers.
Brian.
She
just went through a breakup. I mean, listen.
It's my right. As is my right. And honestly, it's not even like I'm actually doing anything. Not really. Just,
No. We're just talking about our villain era. And yeah, sometimes, I've been there before where I don't really want anything. But I'm like, have I? Actually, yeah, I think I have. I have. But I definitely do want something right now. And I think that there's harm in, once you realize someone's not right for you and it's not going anywhere, staying in that space, because it doesn't do you any justice or service whatsoever.
I think I was talking about this with one of my good friends this week about he's been dating a ton. He just moved out of Utah, and so he's been dating a ton, like meeting so many people. And he's kind of just going on dates for the fuck of it, like, and then keeping up all of these like dates and conversations with all of these people. And
it sounds exhausting. I don't even have enough time for like I do have time for myself because I make time for myself, but like I have to be really intentional about having time for my friends, let alone just like going on dates just to go on dates. I'm a very monogamous person.
Yeah.
Very monogamous. Even if I'm just talking to someone, it's monogamous. I'm like, can't like, and I'll go on another date. I'm like, I don't like them as much as I like him. It's like,
and I honor that. Actually. I'm a firm believer in monogamy myself as well. But I don't know. I think there is something to be said for like, my mom would always describe it as like you go to Costco and you get all the like testers and you walk around and you have testers from everything. Yeah, you haven't bought any of the food. I sound like, have you watched Love Island this season?
No, I don't watch Love Island, and I feel like very unrelatable, but I'm very happy that I don't.
Yeah. Well, and I think you saved so many brain cells this season because it was so fucking awful. But
it makes me anxious. And like, even when I've never seen an episode, when I see the reels on Instagram, I feel sick.
Yeah. No, this season was sickening. And there was this one character named Sincere, and he just made metaphors out of everything.
Sounds like
he was the worst.
He sounds like the worst. His name is Sincere.
His name was Sincere, and I do think that parents can fuck over their children if you name them the wrong thing.
Yeah. You know what? Because sometimes it can be like, if you call like in Spanish, you would call like a flaco like to a fat guy, or like something, like sometimes you like use like the opposite. That's what they did to him. I don't even know him, and that's what
Sincere. They called him Sinister online, but and I sound like that thing where he made this comparison. Okay, this isn't even gonna make sense to you. So I don't even know.
No, but say it because it will make sense to the listeners.
He said, and I'm sorry if you understand this. He was like basically exploring like a bunch of different women, which honestly in the context of Love Island is what they're supposed to do. But for some reason this season everybody coupled up like so quickly. And so this absolute bombshell walks in, as by design. They literally call them bombshells. She walks in, and Sincere's been with this one girl, Melanie, for the whole time, basically. But he's been like two-timing her like crazy. And it shows him having one conversation with this one girl, and he's like, no, it's... Oh, sorry. Totally okay. Sorry. Okay. He's like, no, it's you. Like, I'm only talking to you. Like, fuck the other girl. I'm not talking to her. And then literally in the same breath, he would be going upstairs and talking to the other girl and talking to them. And then he makes this one metaphor at one point.
Sincere person I've ever
sinister. He's sinister. And so he made one comparison where he was like, if I catch one fish and I'm like, this is a beautiful fish, and then I catch this other fish and I'm like, that's a beautiful fish, I still have two fishes and they're both beautiful fishes. And he was basically like trying to justify their metaphors, like doing shitty things. And I don't want to sound like that by saying all that to say the Costco thing, I don't think it's actually correct. But I do think you have to date around to find what you want.
So I think the moral of the story, and I think you're correct, is that it's actually really important to date different people to understand what it is that you want. Had I not dated certain people, I wouldn't have been able to understand non-negotiables and red flags, because there's certain things that I realize after dating someone that I'm like, oh, it is really important for me that the next person I date does not have that characteristic. Like, I dated somebody who, and it's funny, so I was talking to a friend last night on the phone, and I was reading out my non-negotiables because I decided to write all of those down because I just feel like that will just help me in like narrowing down when I'm dating.
Which was also my therapy session yesterday with my literal actual therapist, licensed and everything. We made a list of all the non-negotiables and all the things that I need.
Okay, also that's crazy.
Cosmetic.
Well, that's crazy that we literally did that on the exact same day. I literally had Claude ask me a series of questions. You used your therapist, I used Claude.
Totally.
To determine my non-negotiables. Yeah. And one of them, it's so interesting, was like a guy who was nice to people regardless if it benefits him or not. Because I dated this guy that was literally only like kind to people or cared about people that like had a benefit to him. And I didn't realize that after. I know. And after a while I was like, oh, he really only like invests in things that benefit him. He's not just a kind person. He just is like a people pleaser and kind when it benefits him. And it's funny because my friend, I was reading these too. She's like, I had on a non-negotiable, like someone who's kind, period, not just when it benefits them. And she was like, isn't that like a normal thing? I'm like, no. But I had to date and to learn in order to determine that was really important to me, that integrity is really important to me, that accountability, emotional maturity, integrity, like those things are incredibly important to me. Wanting kids is really important to me. Wanting to be in a relationship, actually, which is crazy.
Yeah.
Also very important to me, that they actually just want to be in a relationship. That doesn't mean that we have to be in a relationship together. We might not be right for each other, but at least we both know that the goal is to work towards a relationship, not to just do whatever the fuck that was.
Yeah. Why, yes. That makes a lot of sense.
So yeah, I think that your friend Fabio, just sincere.
He is not my friend. Not my friend. He's that man.
But it makes
sense. When this blows up and gets on Sincere's For You page, just know that I hate you. Anyway.
Oh, God. But, I mean, like, he has a very fuckboy point that, you know, like, but some people are down for that. Some people want to be two beautiful fishes.
And that was the problem, is that,
but if you're not down for that, don't put women in those, like, if someone is, like, into non-monogamy, be with people who are into non-monogamy. Exactly. If someone's into, like, stop fucking with people who don't want the same things that you want.
Yeah.
Or wait, did I say that right?
Yeah,
stop fucking with people that, yeah. Start fucking with people who want the same things.
Start fucking people that want the same things that you want.
Yeah, fucking them. Sorry, we're a mess.
I agree. Because every single time I've gone into a situation where I looked around and I was like, God damn, like, what am I doing right here? It's because I knew what I wanted, or maybe I went into a relationship and I didn't know what I wanted. And then I looked around and I was like, oh, this isn't what I want at all.
Totally.
And I heard something. I would so much rather admit that I'm in the wrong room and turn around, walk out the door, than spend the rest of my life in the wrong room.
Yes.
And a situationship is not the right room.
It's not the right room. Well, I don't want it.
For me currently.
I've never wanted it. I don't know, like, I don't know. It's just not my vibe.
That's actually going to be my next question for you is, it being a serial monogamist. I talk like I'm not as well.
I
am. But, like, being as into monogamy as we are, how do you not just keep getting in a situationship after situationship? Because,
well, I do.
Yeah.
Because I will date someone.
Bob's your uncle. That's crazy.
Because I will date someone.
Totally.
And then I'm, like, only dating them.
Yeah.
And then it doesn't go anywhere. Or I had 2 boyfriends that I dated for 6 months that we were in monogamous. No, that we were in monogamous relationships, and they didn't work out because I wanted. That's the thing is like that's what I wanted to do different with this guy is I didn't want to just jump in a relationship with someone just because they were someone that I liked that was in front of me. So I tried to do things different this time. I actually like stayed open. If guys asked me out, which is like once every fucking blue moon, I'd go out. So I went on like a couple dates, but mostly I was interested and invested in him. But yeah, like for the most part, I would either get in like really short relationships and then it didn't work out, or I would end up just like talking to the same guy for like 3 to 6 months and then realizing like this isn't going to work and then it would end, right?
Yeah.
I think I'm just like meant to maybe be in a relationship just like a little later in my life. I kind of wish that when I was younger, I would have realized that maybe relationships just like aren't for me now and enjoyed my life a little, 3 cups a little more.
Sure.
You know, and I have been doing that the past, I would say like year, just really 3 of cupsing it. And I feel 3 of cupsing.
Verb.
And I feel like it's been really good for me because I've just put more time and intention into my girlfriends and just like myself and having fun and working out and being healthy. And that's what I told myself after the situationship ended. It was like June 29th. And then I was like, okay, all of July.
The start of Mercury retrograde.
The start of Mercury retrograde. All of July, I'm just going to pour into myself. I'm not texting. Which by the way, my 15-year-old nephew told me he could out-roster me. And I was like, first of all, no, you couldn't.
The second Chelsea steps up to the fucking plate, you're toast, dude. And I hope you're listening, because if she would unleash her power, the roster would be longer than I-15 top to
if I wanted to.
She just doesn't.
I just don't, because I don't like that energy. First of all, people annoy me. I'm going to be honest with you.
So goddamn fun.
I was like, that's hilarious. I was like, you know, like a roster actually has to be people that like you could like
interested in
call and that are interested in you, and then you could be like, hey, send me $100.
I can text right now and it would show
these
up.
girls on your Snapchat. Like that's not a roster. I'm sorry.
The roster at 15 is probably different than a roster at 30.
I don't even know what a roster at 15 is. I can't keep up with these kids. I can't. Sincere, I don't know. But anyway, so anyway, my whole point is I'm not talking to a single person.
Yeah.
Anyone who's ever been in the question zone or a weird, like, maybe we could meet up in the future, completely nope, never will meet up with you again. Just like completely cut everything off and then just 100% putting energy into myself, because I feel like that's what I should have been doing this entire time. And I don't have regrets. I'm not someone who has regrets. I'm just learning a little bit later that I put so much energy into like liking people or talking to people or dating or doing all these things or trying to find a husband, trying to find a boyfriend. And I'm like, no more. I want to just put all the energy into myself, do all the things that I love and that I want to do. And if someone comes around, perfect. And if not, whatever.
Yeah. And how's that going? We're into the middle of July. How are you feeling?
I feel great. I think the beginning of July, like when you go from kind of talking to someone or having someone around and maybe using outside distractions to kind of fill voids, at first it can be a little bit uncomfortable. So I think like the first couple weeks in July, plus I'm like recovering from jet lag and things like that, I think I really did need that time to just kind of like take care of myself. But it feels really good. You see the memes where it's like me when no one's like fucking bum ass son is stressing me out. Like it feels really good to not like have to be stressed out or worried about like someone or if, you know, they're a potential fit or where this is going. And I feel like I also break my phone a ton from social media, and I feel like I've just been a lot more focused. I've spent a ton of time in nature. I hiked like this weekend and went up to the mountains both days, and it just feels peaceful and calm and good. And I also feel like I'm actually taking care of things that I need to take care of. Like I have some like human adult responsibilities, like house and tax and shit like that. That's so annoying that I have to like take care of it. I'm just like, I'm just going to take care of the things that are in front of me, at work and things like that. And I feel like it's going really good. I'll let you know the next episode, because I don't think that I'm like, And that's not to say that like August 1st comes around. I mean, I don't know. I am a Leo, and when August comes around, things are different.
Things are different.
My world expands.
Yeah.
I turn into my best self. I'm my most magnetic. So who knows what's going to happen in August? We'll see. By the time you guys listen to this episode, I might be a different person. I must be married. Engaged.
Check in. If you're in, don't worry, guys. I'm not gonna let that happen.
That was extreme. That was extreme.
No, unless it's like
I might have a roster. Who knows?
Who knows?
I've had rosters before, but just talking. I've never been one to sleep with multiple people.
okay. I'm wondering your philosophy on roster. Because it's like,
I don't know that I have.
damned if you do, damned if you don't, right? Because I think that like if you're into monogamy, you're into like all these situationships all the time, and then you're just getting like pushed around by some loser that doesn't want to commit to you or whatever. But then the opposite side of that is like you have a roster and then everyone's like, roster, you're such an idiot, blah, blah, blah. There's another girl on Love Island this season who played the game pretty damn well. Good. And her name was Kenzie. Love her. And she was bouncing around and finding all the people that she wanted because it's Love Island, for God's sake. But everyone ridiculed her for having a roster, even though she was just like,
But isn't that the point of the show?
that is the point of the show. And she was openly communicating the whole time. She was like, hey, I'm talking to this person and I'm talking to this. There's only one time, kind of close to the end, that she didn't fully communicate what she was doing. She did it afterward instead of like preemptively. But it's kind of, what I'm saying is it's damned if you do, damned if you don't. Like,
Well, I think as long as you're communicating to people where you're at, I do think that people have a responsibility. Like, if you're talking to a woman and I express like from the jump, like, oh, I want to be a mom, I want this, I want that. If you're talking to a woman and she's like saying those things and you're not on the same page, like, why are you still talking to her? Like, you should probably at some point be a responsible adult and be like, she keeps talking about wanting to be a mom. I don't want kids, so maybe I should like say something to her. But there's also the responsibility of the person to say, do you want kids? Do you want to move forward in this direction? And I think sometimes like I haven't, because there's a couple things. I was talking to my friend this weekend, and sometimes I play like the cool girl just because I'm like, I can be pretty lax sometimes. And I'm just like, I'll just see where it goes or whatever. But I think sometimes that does me a disservice because I think that I can weed people out sooner if I ask questions sooner. But you know, sometimes you know that the questions aren't like they're not going to answer in the way in which you want, and so you avoid asking it because you too also like that person and you know, maybe just want to keep them around, and you realize that if you do ask the questions that it's probably going to end it. And so then you have to be brave enough to just say, am I willing to end this so that I can create space for what I actually do want, which ultimately will be better than what is, because what is isn't what you want, as much as you like them.
there's this Daniel Caesar song.
I love Daniel Caesar. I love how much that we've been so aligned on pop culture.
We are, except for Sinister.
Yeah, I don't know Sinister. I don't know Sincere. I will never know Love Island.
So, and you're better for it probably, but I love it personally.
No, I love that for you guys.
Thank you so much.
Yeah.
Thank you so much. No, but Daniel Caesar has loose. It. What does he say? You better cut that girl loose. What are you, a coward? Who are you helping? Things he's like, cool song about.
Yeah, totally.
And it's exactly what you just said. You're like, you have to be brave. And even though you like somebody and you like that person, you have to admit you're in the wrong room and turn the fuck around.
Yeah, and I think like sometimes it's like I don't know. It's just willing, I think, to do the hard thing for what's like better in the long run.
Yes.
I know.
My mom is a hairdresser and she would do this woman's hair for like ever. And this woman had married and divorced and remarried the same man like 4 or 5 times.
Yeah.
And my mom was like, what are you doing? Like, why do you keep doing that? And the lady's just making sure the milk is still sour.
Gross. No.
And it was sour.
Yeah, it usually
4 times over.
Yeah.
4 times over.
Yeah. What are some of your red flags? What are some things that you've experienced in relationships that you're just like, that you've learned are red flags?
Red flag, controversial, hot take, loudest guy in the room.
I kind of agree with you. Yeah. Or the guy sometimes that like pursues you the hardest or the most publicly. Usually the narcissist. Well, they love blocking
Exactly. Well, exactly like you were saying, is I have also taken the like perspective of like, I'm gonna play cool, you can approach me, you can talk to me, I'm not gonna pursue you, blah blah blah. But then you end up with the most persistent, loudest gifts in the room,
And they're usually narcissistic.
yeah, they're different. Not that big personality. Obviously, we have big personalities. That's not the problem.
Totally.
It's knowing when to shut up.
Yeah.
I dated this guy who, and my mom clocked it the second she met him.
Your mom's smart. You brought
My
her.
mom's a
You bring her
genius.
up a lot, and I'm like, she knows what she's talking.
She knows. We should have her on the podcast.
Yeah, we should have her on the podcast.
She would hate that I swear on this podcast.
Yeah.
I'm actually convinced she hasn't listened to it yet because I haven't gotten a text from her about it yet.
Oh, interesting. Well, maybe it's better because I swear a lot. And I don't know.
Whatever. It's out of our hands. Neither here nor there.
I also
It just
talk
is.
about sleeping with people and stuff. Like, I just don't know.
Whatever. It's our prerogative.
Yeah.
So I mean,
Totally.
Anyway.
I don't even worry about my mom because either she's not listening, and if she is, this is just how I am. So,
Your mother knows. Yeah.
yeah.
Oh, okay. So I dated this guy, totally the loudest guy in the room, and my mom, and I didn't understand it, but I was very young. Whatever. It was like the first boyfriend I never had, and I took him to meet my parents, and we like went to dinner, blah blah blah, and my mom kind of like didn't say anything. She's very observant. She's very observant.
Look at this one time I know a word.
Together we make a whole dish.
Together we make one person.
One together. Okay, but we were driving away, and the whole dinner my mom was quiet. We drive away, and he drops me off at my house. I call my mom. I was like, "What did you think?"
I hated it.
No, she was literally like, "Well, I mean, every time we weren't talking about him, he was humming." And I didn't even notice it because I was so interested and desperate to be chosen by somebody so firmly, like unwaveringly chosen by somebody. Like I could not respond for a day, or I could whatever, blah, blah, blah. And he would still just like text me the next day. But the second my mom said that, I couldn't stop hearing it. And if we weren't talking about him, if we weren't talking about whatever, it's the same as like sometimes I'll have friends like this as well. Like if they're not telling a story in the conversation, or if they're not like actively being talked about, they're on their phone,
uninterested,
or they're humming, or they're doing whatever. And ever since my mom said that, I can understand it now. But
well, that's like the guy who only like is kind to the people who benefit him,
Exactly.
or the people who are only engaged in conversations that have to do with them. It's like maybe a selfish, like self-centered thing.
totally, it's like, do you think the world revolves around you?
Yeah, they probably do.
But what's tricky is that at that point in my life, I was very like, I don't even know what the word is, just not believing that I could like make any advances in my own life. So, like everything just needed to happen to me, you know? And so I ended up with so many people like that, like boom, 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 just like everything is about you. You're always talking about yourself. You're always blah, blah, blah. So that's a red flag for me. If you can't, which maybe is exactly what you were saying, but like not the loudest person in the room, somebody who can like ask questions and like be inquisitive around the people, with the people that they're around.
I think that if people ask questions about you, it means that they're truly interested in you.
Yeah.
I think that if like you're dating a guy and he's like not really asking about like your life or the things that you want, or I just don't think that they're that interested, or they're autistic, and that's fine. But like,
Totally fine. There is room for that.
there is room for that. My dad is kind of like that. Like he's like just like not the most self-aware person, but I know that he cares, right? But I think that you just need to decide like, is it worth it to you, right? Because, you know, my cousin actually that I was texting today in Canada was telling me that there's like this, God, I wish I could explain it as good as she could, but it's like something to do with the brain. And it's like, you just need to find, pretty much essentially the conversation was that you need to find people that are good for you and your traumas and the things that you've went through. So like somebody who maybe isn't super responsive via text, maybe that would be okay for somebody else, but for someone who has like abandonment issues, that's probably not very good for them. Mm-hmm. So you really just like, it should just be like lining up with people who, but oftentimes people will line up with the opposite because it triggers them, and then they feel like they need to like earn or get something from that person. But if you can be conscious enough to say like, you know, this person isn't really asking about me, and I do want someone who's interested in me, or like I told this person I miss them and they didn't even say like I miss you back. I actually do want someone who can say that they miss me and that they love me and that they care about me. That's important to me. That doesn't have to be important to everybody, but knowing what's important to you and then finding people who do the things that are important to you. Otherwise, you're just going to be in a relationship where you're continuously either trying to change someone or get something from them that they can't provide. And it doesn't mean that there's something wrong with them that they can't provide it. It just means that they're not giving you the things that you need to do to thrive in a relationship. It's like, I have so many plants around me. And the other day I noticed like that plant right there actually was kind of struggling, and I switched its environment and its water routine because I realized that where it was above the oven, it was probably getting too much heat and it wasn't getting enough sun and it was getting too much water. So I changed its environment. That doesn't mean that there's like anything wrong with the plant. It just was in the wrong environment. And the same thing goes for us. It doesn't, and there's nothing wrong with the environment, right? Like, I just put like a glass there instead. And so it's like the environment's fine. The plant's fine. It just wasn't the right environment for the plant. And we need to realize that in relationships too.
That feels like a breakthrough. I'm gonna chew on that.
Chew on it, swallow it.
Yeah. That's crazy. Yeah, totally. Like there's nothing wrong with somebody who feels like you're too much. God forbid. It doesn't mean that you're too much.
It doesn't mean that you're too much, because to the right person, you'll be just enough for just exactly what they want.
For the right person, for them, they're going to not feel overwhelmed every day.
Yeah, and they might need someone who's like not as fabulous. Yeah. Like that's what I hear.
Thank you. Okay, another red flag. Or maybe what's a green flag? If you were talking to somebody, you met somebody, what's a green flag?
Talking about a future with you.
Oh, really?
Actually, well, I mean, God, I don't know.
First date?
Actually, no.
Like, tell me a green flag on a first date.
Green flag on a first date. Okay, green flag. Let's say that you bring this up on a first date, like, what happened between you and your ex. Green flag. Your eyes.
We have the same green flag.
Wait, we do? Are we the same person?
Yes, we know this, but I ask on every single first date that I go on, when was the last time you were in love and how did you get over it?
Yeah, that's a great question to ask, because if they're like, I remember I was talking to this guy he found me on TikTok. My life is so weird. He found me on TikTok. He messages me, asks for my number. I give him my number, FaceTimes me immediately. Weird.
That would work on me.
It worked.
I knew it.
FaceTime him. First conversation, I was like, oh, so like you have a son, you're not with the mom, like what's going on? Went into her, I won't even repeat because I just like Salt Lake City's so small and I just like don't want to like put people's business out there. But his response, I was like, oh, I'll never talk to this man again, because the way in which he talked about the mother of his child and the way he took zero accountability, I was like, oh, you're a fuckboy, you're gross, and I don't want anything to do that with that. But if someone takes accountability and they're like, well, we just wanted different things, or it just didn't work, or just the way in which they talk about their ex, I think really shows a lot about their character, and just like who they are as a person.
One time I went on a date with this guy and first of all, usually when I ask what I was asking her in love and how'd you get over it question,
Does that ever go over well?
I mean, usually people will say.
Yeah.
I feel like, I don't know. Sometimes people are like, why would you ask me that? And I'm like, all right, well, this isn't going to work anyway because I would have answered that question.
Right.
Whatever. Yeah. But second of all, and because I'm asking the question, second of all, I'll get answers to the question and it tells me everything I know about like your attachment. Everything I need to know about your attachment style. Like if somebody, like I went on a date with this guy and I asked him that question and the date was already kind of weird anyway. And sometimes it's a throwaway question. If I'm like, what the fuck is wrong with you? I ask that question. Although sometimes I'm like, I'm in love with you, I have to ask this question. Anyway, so
so you would never know. If this question is asked to you, it doesn't mean she likes you, and it doesn't mean she doesn't like you.
What's my next idea? Never let him know.
Never know.
But I asked him this question as a throwaway question. Turns out he was like divorced. He starts talking about, with nothing wrong with people being divorced, obviously, but he was divorced and he starts shit talking his ex-wife like crazy. And then shit talking her mom, shit talking her sisters, shit talking her dad. Like every single person around her. I was like, okay, so then how'd you get over it? And he's like, I just did. Biggest red flag.
Yeah.
Biggest red flag.
no strategy,
avoiding
no
is
vulnerability.
No. I'm like, you were perfect in that relationship and everybody else was crazy. Really? You expect me to believe that? And you believe that yourself? Like, you are still not ready for a relationship. And if you are, you're not ready for me. Like, there's just no way.
No way.
But sometimes I'll get an answer that's like, oh, well, I took time to realize, like, I looked inward. I started blah, blah, blah. I, relied on the people around me. I, whatever.
Do you feel like there are a lot of men out there who are working on themselves? Because I meet a lot of women who are like, I went through this breakup.
No.
And I just like read these books and I did these things and I'm, I have a friend right now. She's like, yeah, I'm working with like, I'm in this like relationship group and like, we're writing non-negotiable lists. Like we're doing all this shit.
Yeah.
And I'm just like, they say that there's like a loneliness epidemic with men, but are they doing any of this?
I think the male loneliness epidemic is because they're not asking questions. They don't ask questions about their friends. They don't ask questions about blah, blah, blah. I think another green flag is a man who has like lifelong friends.
Yeah.
Sometimes that's not great because sometimes they're stuck in high school or whatever.
Totally.
But
yeah, I was gonna say my long-term ex had he was like no new friends and all of his old friends were like kind of pieces of shit. So
hating.
So I don't know if that's like a good indication.
Okay, cut that, scrap that. Editor, cut that. That's me.
You need to keep that.
I mean, it can be. That's what's hard about a green flag and a red flag is like it's so subjective.
It is subjective, and that was my point in saying that what might be a red flag to me might not be a red flag to you, right?
Like maybe you love being a plant over the oven.
Maybe.
And maybe I'm not even a plant. You know what I mean? And I have 2 fish, and they're both beautiful.
You have fish?
No, that's a callback to Sincere and making.
Right. I'm so sorry.
Smart.
Sometimes I can be a little slow.
No, you're not slow. You're very quick and you're very witty. And honestly, listening to these
You're the
podcasts,
only person I've ever heard call me witty. I've heard people say I'm funny.
which is witty. To be funny, you have to be smart.
Oh, okay.
I think that's another green flag. Is if you're funny, you can make coherent jokes that like pertain to the situation that we're both in. I'm like, okay, your brain's on.
Sometimes I make jokes when I'm like uncomfortable. Like I'll like laugh. I'll make light of like things because it feels uncomfortable.
Yeah.
Do you ever do that?
All the time.
Yeah, it's like I'm like I fell down the stairs, ha ha ha, and like meanwhile like really hurt.
It like really hurts or something.
Yeah.
Or like, oh, I just got dumped.
Or yeah. That's like a way I think it's like a
Coping mechanism. Your ego protecting you.
It's your ego protecting you from feeling hurt.
Okay. A red flag in yourself.
Okay, red flag in myself. What do I think is a red flag in myself? Some of the red flags that I had, I really worked on. Like, I haven't been with someone long enough to be able to see any new ones. I feel like I handled this last situation very well.
Definitely.
Honestly.
Inspiration to us all.
So I don't really know. I think, okay, sometimes, okay, I'll tell you, I can be a little bit selfish and needy. And in the sense of just like, if I don't feel like I'm being chosen, sometimes like I'll throw a little bit of a fit.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. Like that's just like a reality of it. Like I want to feel prioritized. But part of the problem like is that I feel like I was kind of like maybe choosing guys who weren't prioritizing me. And then I was upset they weren't prioritizing me when they kind of showed me from the start that they couldn't. And so I really just think that like, if I chose a man who could prioritize me, then maybe that wouldn't be like an issue. Do you get what I mean?
Yeah. Yeah, but
Well, I don't know. What do you think is a red flag about me? Like, I don't know.
yeah, I was gonna ask you what you think my red flags are because you clock my shit regularly. So I'm still gonna ask you that. Although a red flag that I think that you have is you're just like first one and last one out, like a workaholic, like a total perfectionist.
Perfectionist, maybe, but workaholic. What the
Don't you know
fuck?
like the stereotypical things that people say in like an interview, like when somebody asks you what are your weaknesses, you're like I just work out too hard and
I don't know.
I need to learn how to delegate more. Like it's
I mean, Joe, if you're listening, I'm a
workaholic and I know it, Joe.
Yeah.
And honestly, Joe might be listening because we told him to.
We did tell, yeah.
Hey, Joe.
Maybe I should have Joe on the podcast.
Oh my gosh. he would be an iconic guest. Joe, write this down.
I would say another red flag of mine, and I haven't been in a relationship long enough to be able to like test if I've like worked through this, is codependency. That has like ran in my family, like, and it's just like one of those things that like it's so hard to like get lost in somebody. And I would say that that's like probably one of my biggest flags, and one of my biggest things that I need to work on is continuing to stay in my own energy, which is kind of to what you're saying, because you're saying like you're such a powerful woman and all these things, but then someone will come around and like you kind of forget it. And I think it has to do with like that empath, that codependency.
I think you were raised in environments
Totally.
in which you needed to make
I
sure
had to
everyone was
chameleon.
okay.
I did. And so I think it's just learning how to stand in my own and actually like stand in like, these actually are my non-negotiables, because I'll know my non-negotiables, but I didn't write them down. And then maybe somebody like has like 8 out of 10 or 7 out of 10, and I just, the 3 fly out the window because I'm like, oh, I like this person, but that's never gonna work.
Okay, I want to reiterate. The second, you do know your power. You're so inspiring to me. I mean, I'm not saying. I hope.
No, I do. No, you didn't offend me at all. And
I do think that you are so powerful, and I think that
sometimes I feel like I have to settle. Like, I don't know.
women are told that forever.
Well, it's also too just like, how is it so fucking, like, I see people out here who like have met their partners or are in relationships. I'm like, how is it so hard? Like, I literally don't even understand. I'm like, I have done so much work on myself, which at this point I'm just like over it. And I have grown so much, and maybe that's like probably partially why, because like I'll get with somebody and then I continue to grow and I outgrow them. But it's like, it should not be this hard to like find like life partnership. At least I feel that way. And so I do think sometimes I'm like, well, I'll be like, justify it. Like, oh, well, he does this, or, oh, he does it. But that was what I was going to say about the alchemist. Oh my God. He said that like your life purpose, like your true legend, your personal legend is what he calls it. In the book, the alchemist tells the boy, and sorry if you haven't read the book, but he continues to tell him that if you ignore your calling, it will pester you and pester you and pester you and pester you, and it will keep coming around until you follow it, or eventually it will just pass you by. And it's just like pretty much, I always like have that voice in the back of my head that's like, there's better for you. There's more for you. What you want is attainable and it's out there, and don't settle. And then ultimately that's why I don't settle. But there's been very often times where I've tried because I just want partnership. It's so hard to be like a single woman. I own a fucking 2 houses. I work full time. I have 2 cats. I have a side business. I'm doing all these things. Granted, I did that to myself, but it's like, it's so hard sometimes doing all the things I do by myself. I have to figure out everything in my life on my own. And I think sometimes that makes me want to just like settle, just because I'm like, I don't want to keep doing this by myself. But I know, and I have that voice and that intuition that tells me, you won't have to live like this forever. Just keep going and clear your plate a little bit, maybe.
I mean, perhaps. But I also think that like being in that situation, you won't be you won't be in a relationship with somebody out of necessity.
Right.
It won't, like, you've already built this full life of that like fulfills you and makes you happy, and the partnership that will eventually one day come
will add to that life. And you know, the good thing is I've had people, like I've had friends who've lived with me and paid rent, and they've helped with things around the house, or you know, I can hire people to help. But it's just like a lot of work sometimes, and having someone to share responsibility in life with can be a little bit less daunting, and can just like make your life have a little bit more ease, until, or if, you know, you're not dating someone who's making your life harder. And ultimately, if there were points where I felt like this person isn't adding to my life, they're actually adding stress or making my life harder, I don't want them in my life anymore.
Yeah. Which is a grown-up thing to have to come to realize, especially if you like the person.
Yeah, totally.
Which is why I can't fault people who are like, oh my God, you are way too much for me. Like, go away. No. And I really can't fault them, because it's like, you know what you want. You know what you need.
Yeah.
Like, I can't fault somebody for that.
But like, if we're talking about your most recent relationship, it's kind of like, you guys were together for what, 3 years?
No, 2.
2 years? It's like, you should have known that 6 months to a year in it. I don't know. That's just like how I feel. People really need to be like real about themselves, like, and what they really want, and own it, so that you're not with someone and, you know, then 2 years later you're like, I can't take this anymore. It's like, well, what the fuck? How'd you feel a year ago?
Yeah.
You know?
That's why non-negotiables list is actually huge.
It's huge. It's helpful.
Which maybe should be our parting gift to those around us, our parting challenge. Write a
non-negotiables list. Also, write down your values and then have Claude make sure that your values are aligned with your non-negotiables list.
We're endorsing AI?
I know.
Have us decide.
Yeah, well, we can't.
Write down your non-negotiables and write down your values. Send them to us. We're going to have a million listeners sending in their lists and send them to us. I will personally take the time to Rolodex through all of them. I really will.
Good for you. Listen, I think we should use our intuitions over AI, but AI can be useful in certain instances, like asking you and probing questions to get you to understand yourself better. Well, that's it, folks. I guess send us in your non-negotiables list and your values list, and Brighton will be reviewing them, and we'll get back to you. Thank you for following The Fool.